everybody, and welcome to this episode on the Wealthy Warrior Leaders. So, I'm super excited to have a very powerful episode today on our beliefs and how we can turn our mind, our mental health, emotional mastery, whatever word suits you, into our superpower. Okay, so I have with me today the incredible CEO of Mindspresso, Dovile Krempasky. And I'm so excited that we have connected through our own communities in personal development. So I'm so grateful to have you here. And I'm going to also mention her information at the end if you want to take on her incredible teachings on mindset as well. So Dovile, I would like to leave the floor for you to just introduce yourself if you can, and maybe just your kind of journey like into personal development as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Vidhya. So good to see you, and thank you for this opportunity to be on your podcast. So I'm Dovile Krempasky, and I grew up in Lithuania. And at 19, I came to the United States to study music and liturgy, and I worked for church and served for like 27 and a half years. But so all my life I've been in service, really serving people with music, with beautiful for weddings and funerals and all the occasions in between and services. But I knew there's always more in life. So with that, it brought me to beautiful people showed up in my life, obviously, to be my teachers, to help me to grow. And more I dived into, and that was like 2020. So I think COVID did a lot of that stuff where we had time to look at ourselves because we were not as busy to do what we had to do on a regular basis. So, I found beautiful mentors. And through that, really, I realized how amazing we all are. And really learning about ourselves. I think our journey in life is first to figure out, like, who am I? Like, what am I doing here? But so more you go deeper into yourself, into the journey of self-discovery, I realized how powerful we are, how our lives are, we are the creators of our life, really. And we don't know this stuff until we learn all self-discovery. Through our self-discovery, we find the ways how to really start carving and designing our lives. So with that, I'm like, well, let me just experience and see how does this really work, And really, looking back right now, how amazing my life has shifted. And then not only my life shifted for the better, for more, be more, do more, and serve more, but also my family's life, right? And then my friends, and just on and on and on. So the bottom line is we are all made amazing. We are made, I believe in God, so we're made by God, and we have purpose. And when you find a purpose, how we should live lives, what are we supposed to do in that service for others. So when you find that, you are on fire. And I think what it is, so many people maybe have not found the way how to find their purpose in life.
Yes.
And so what excites me so much, to really help others to see the bright light and to really see how their lives can be also so amazing, because we always think circumstances create our life. And as you know, right, because in personal development too, it's other way around. We create our circumstances. And so that's my purpose, to help others to see their light, and then help them to shine their light, and help their friends and families and all to also, change for the better, So I knew my Mindspresso was something that would be for people who don't know how to do that. How to do that and where to start. And so this is for everybody, where you say, I want life better. My life sucks. I don't know. Everything is wrong. Everything is bad. The world is a dark place. And you say, And so Mindspresso will be your first little steps in easy way and find in a fun way to find where you get your cup of coffee or tea, and you can learn something, and your mental tools will be all interweaved in every Mindspresso lesson to help you to do something different and learn really how to empower you to start changing your life. Like now.
Absolutely.
Don't
Yes.
wait for big things. Just do it now, you know? Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Well, thank you for that incredible introduction to not only yourself and your beautiful journey, but I think also how when we realize our personal power and our our personal power within ourselves, also in our roles, right? As mom, as a wife, as a mentor, as a leader of your own community, right? Like how powerful it can be. And yes, the individual has to be the one to actually do that inner work, of course. But when they are then surrounded by this incredible vibration, high vibration, it's almost like we were talking earlier, isn't it, about like by default. I mean, they may not even like it sometimes, but by default, it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is how we're doing things now. They might even feel the energetic shift. So thank you for sharing that, because that I think is huge to know. It's not just for you. It's enough it being just for you, but also in addition that it is how amazing it is to pass on as a legacy to your kids, right? And to those
Uh,
is so powerful.
and seeing really how now, even my, I have two boys, and one, will say like, stop it. It's a negative vibration, I mean,
Oh,
the language, they're already recognizing that, like how your negative thoughts, negative feelings will continue to attract more things that are you will be negative about, like more things. So seeing them recognizing how really this vibration works, and how we are such big magnets for good or bad, right? And we can so much we can really control. And when things that come into life that is something we maybe really do not want or do not ask for, how to go about, and how to get out of that and just go back to what you really would love. So my day really, when I get up, and I hope my boys also, you know, eventually we'll get to that point where when you wake up, you say, what would I love? If you
mm,
start that day and more you journal, I always have my, papers, my pencils,
yes,
but
yes. Go on here too. Yeah.
yes. But like what it is, when I started doing, and we never ever were taught that, but to
Yeah.
show people that for me to create life of my dreams, I have to start figuring what that is, and really with pen and pencil, only thing you need in your mind that you already have, right? And go into the beautiful world of imagination and say, really, if I would ask, what would you love?
Mm,
I don't know how many people would even know what they would want in their life. I mean, they know what they don't want, but they never got opportunity to even think about what they really would love, So give that space of creativity. So when I say, what would I love today? And more I was journaling, more I realized how many things when I journaled and I said, okay, this is my list, how I would love my day to be. And then I thought, okay, but this is what my day is.
yes.
And so what it was, I thought, okay, what are the things that I'm today doing it that I already have, and that really are not aligned, or not on my list, that how I would love the life to be. So I
Mm,
think that's where disconnect is really, is you staying in your daily rut and just on and on and on without creating your new model, right?
mm,
New what I
mm,
would love. So when
mm,
I do what I did, I start looking on the list of things would love, and some things of my life that did not bring me joy. So I
mm.
had to make the decision,
Yes.
start taking something from this list, start doing in my day today. And maybe it was something like, today during my whole, chaotic day, this is, I'm like, oh, maybe I just will stop what I'm doing and I will take time for me and I will do like 10-minute walk where I just be with myself, like I always call my me time. So I started planting those moments throughout the day of my past where it was not the way it was always going, but it was something from the list, right? Or go, to Starbucks and have, my like some, good, good cup of coffee, So I start planting some things into my daily life, daily routine, something from that list. Or then, or go and say, I'm gonna buy flowers for me today because
Yes.
that'll make me will bring my vibration up and start feeling more like how I envision my day, what I would love. So that's what it is. And really, those doing little sprinkles throughout the day would start getting my vibration higher. And then it's like, wow, well, maybe I could do that all the time.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
add one more thing, right? And
Yeah.
so really, and at the end, when I look back, right, all these things, and now it's my daily routine, which is like, this is so beautiful.
Mm.
And I mean, how many really, I just think of people that, like, I know, that they dread, they get up, they go to work, and it's like a drudgery, right? But it
Mm.
doesn't have to be. Your life goes on regardless.
Absolutely.
So even right now, I'm in the midst of the move, and putting the house cleaning the house and boxing to move. I just thought this is beautiful experience, and I'm tired and all of that, and even my oldest son, because he's helping me right now here to move, and he said, "Why are you so jolly?" And I thought, because I can see this as being like awful, going through boxes and all of that, or I can choose and just say, this is one more time to go, in this beautiful home that we built, and go through stuff and just really, so I'm regulating my emotions, right? I'm
Yes.
regulating
Beautiful.
how I'm gonna respond to whatever I do. So I can go as empowered woman, as woman who lights up the room and do my dishes, right? Like
Yes.
daily thing, right? Clean up my dishes. Or I can go as one who's like, I still have to do dishes. I mean,
Exactly.
so I can choose every moment of my life who I will show up as. So
Yes.
really my goal is, show up as your best version of you. Show up as the one who has like everything. Your health is amazing, your well-being, your family, your relationships, your wealth, in all aspects of your wealth, right? So that
Yes.
feeling of that abundance of your, it's incredible. And I love being in that feeling. And we can all access to that, even if physically we don't have all these things right now to like hold on to, right? Like have
Mm.
your abundant, your all your money you desire in your life, all your, health, all your, wealth, and everything in between, your relationships, all that. In my imagination, I can feel the feeling of that, what that would feel like.
Yes. Absolutely.
So just find your go into your most beautiful gift that is given to all of us, imagination. Go in and create your list of how would you love to show up in your day? What would you love? And then stay in that feeling. What would I feel when I have that all? So
Mm.
so I really can't. So for me, and I'm practicing of choosing and being in that person where, yes, I can dress up and, and vacuum and whatever that is that you might not necessarily see this as your, you know, you, you know, empowered and fun activity to do, but I can
Yes.
choose to see beauty, I can show. And then what happens is, this really is not, I'm not resisting my things to do. but I am really like embracing, and I'm not using that much energy. So it's kind of like it feels good.
Yes.
So I'm all about ease and flow and
Yes.
less resistant. And then life is so much more easy and fun. And then keep writing, right? Like keep creating your days,
Yes.
you know? So that's my journey. And really to show that you can have it, you know, all you desire, you know, and we through imagination, really, in our emotions, that's how you attract to life all the beautiful things you desire.
Yes, absolutely. Oh wow, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So powerful. And I love that the key themes there that are really right, which is us growing through, so not going, I like to say growing through the emotion, right? The Wi-Fi. So we're
I
growing
know, I'm
through the
sorry you're like
emotion.
breaking up a minute, but you know what? We're so this is the
Yes, it will
power,
come
right?
back, don't worry. But this is how it feels, even with like our emotions, right? Like it
Yeah.
comes and it goes, and it's like it's a choice. And actually you mentioned another key theme there of decision. It's a decision. I can either go, I can either almost fear is actually a decision. And it doesn't sound very nice to say, well, I didn't choose my anxiety or depression, but you are choosing it to make it mine, like my anxiety, like it belongs to you. It's that is a choice. Okay, that's awareness. So now, but now that you have this awareness from listening to this, now what are you going to do? Are we just going to listen to more podcasts,
Mhm.
or are we going to now then? Okay, let me get a piece of paper. Let me journal. Let me write. So it's self-reflection, and it is the decision of the state, right, that we're in right now, that you beautifully mentioned. Like I can, it's not the activity always, of course there's strategy, and there's a beautiful work of, Mindspresso and my membership and those
Yeah.
things, but it's the state. I can do the vacuuming in actual gratitude for where I am right here right now,
Mhm.
um, and this moment of transition, because this is literally moving into what you created, right, probably before. um or I can lean into like a lower vibrational, energy. So which one is
Mhm.
it? So it's not toxic positivity of like la 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 la, it's all fine. Like no, sometimes we really have to grow through like contrast and challenge, and it's very heavy and it's dark and it's dense and it's maybe 2 3 a.m, and it's of like emotional, on the bathroom floor, or someone really experiencing something, and I have a lot of patients experiencing that. But really, this work is so powerful, and it's your own mind, right? You have access to it any time, but you have to make a decision. You can't even waver. You have to be like, I've decided I refuse to give in to fear. And I've decided I'm leaning all into faith. Whatever that, and
So
then yeah,
true.
you have to follow through it. There's gonna be some work maybe that you don't always want to do, but you're gonna have to lean into that state. And would you like agree with that? That sometimes it's like growing through a contrast.
Absolutely. And I think like, you know, so and you're the doctor, you know, so you probably have all the statistics, right? How it seems like anxiety and depression is like the new, everybody sort of has it, you know, like in some different levels, but the world is very, you know, filled with very heavy, depressed, and, you know, and anxious people, you know. And I think like even from, you know, children growing up, like it seems like everybody's anxious about something. But what I came to understand, you know, at least for me, how I see, first of all, you know, anxiety and depression and all the other, you know, not well diseases, I guess, you know,
Yes,
but they
they are.
don't have what it is, they become your identity.
Yes,
So when people believe this is who I am anxious, I am depressed, Dovile, you know, what becomes then, that happens is, it's like when this becomes your identity, then everything I do, everything, the way I think and I feel and what I do comes through that lens of it, because
yes,
that's my identity. So to me, to shift and help others to see that, okay, I can have, you know, I'm diagnosed that I have anxiety and I'm this, depression or other ailments, that does not define who I am. It's
Mm,
just symptoms, right, that I have. Like it's almost how I see it in my, like, for people to understand that I don't have to give them, my, the depression or anxiety, the entire my well-being. Like they're like occupying the whole me, like I'm giving them space so much in my life, in my mind, and in whole body, that it's like it becomes me. That's my identity. So what if you change that belief and you say, okay, I am told, and I've been believing these are my symptoms, that I have, but it's not who I am, because
yes.
I'm still very powerful. I am unstoppable. I'm amazing. And I have those symptoms. So it's almost like minimize the power of them by first of all understanding that it's not who you are, and by minimizing them, and then realizing that, my focus has to shift from being them in all my life, like they're like everywhere, as
Yeah.
my lens, as my how I breathe, I'm anxious breather, whatever, to into where we're like, okay, I have them. They told I have them. It's not who I am, but who I am
Mm,
is how that's who, like, I'm unstoppable, I'm powerful. And even though that sounds at first probably very foreign, because you've been living with all of this in all, with all the anxiety and all that, I think it's just like you start minimizing them, because you start introducing new concepts in your mind, saying, something that, where you're not anxious. Maybe I'm not anxious when I do dishes, right? So you say, I know how to not be anxious, right? Because
exactly.
I'm doing with very courage, I'm washing my dishes, right? I don't know why I'm talking about dishes, but it's so
It's
good.
good because it normalizes it, right? It's like
Yeah,
a
it's so
normal
like,
activity. Yeah.
yeah, so if I know that I can be non-anxious, right? Or non-depressed while I'm doing dishes, this means I know how to not be those things that I'm
Yeah.
been carrying. So more you become conscious of that non-being, ill or whatever, you start introducing this new feeling that, well, maybe somewhere else they can be, also non-anxious, non-depressed. So it's almost like teaching yourself again that you can be just free of all of those, anxiety moments and stuff. So it's just kind of like just one thing at a time. Go do dishes with most power and most amazing way, and then, go call your friend, with that most powerful way. So what it is just getting out of your mind that the way you always been, you have to introduce something new, like new seeds, new way of, like,
Yes.
do something different, and you will see more do of that something different, something new. This will start diminishing because you don't give power to them. So what we put power,
Mm,
our intention to, that grows. And it's been growing for so long because we did not know, people did not know that. So it's just saying, do something new,
yes.
yeah. And then it doesn't have to be heavy. Do with like ease and with fun. And it's just like the little plant of seed of that. And that's the light, right? That's the light.
It's
And
the light.
you will see, more you feed the light, more you feed that beautiful energy, that will multiply too. So it's just kind of, and then eventually that goes away. And we know, right, from personal development, how more you do that, it's like the first number one healer is like losing your anxiety, your depression goes away. Like we could do that work. So people that walk around and being so depressed, there is a way to help yourself to get out of that.
Yeah.
So follow your doctors, follow that, but start following us too, because
Yeah.
we'll help you get out faster,
Absolutely. Yeah. I
because
completely agree with all of that. I think, sorry, I didn't mean to
yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No, but I was just going to say how I do feel that, when I have my GP hat on, there is a certain, with conventional medicine, certain narrative you almost feel forced to follow. Not that someone's forcing me, it's just the way it was created. And there's so many beautiful tools in healing and, medication if needed, and
Sure.
so much. But there is also so much that, for example, with the journaling, I mean, I'm forever, sometimes if you ask any one of my patients or clients, they'll be like, oh, she just goes on about journaling. And I think I actually did a video yesterday on gratitude journaling. But, it's so powerful because it is not this, you don't have to wait for anybody to show up. You don't have to wait for this special moment. You can do it anytime. You don't even technically need a journal or a pen. You can just close your eyes and just
Yes.
self-reflect. And you mentioned a beautiful point there where you were saying, is to remember. A lot of this journey, you're not even, I would go on to say, you're not even becoming. Like, you are already that. It's just that you don't see it. It's literally like having different prescription glasses. You can't see it. So, like, right now, it is thunder and lightning. Okay, that's why the Wi-Fi is going funny in London, because I'm in England. But are you saying the sun is not there anymore? Of course not. It's still there. The sun is there. So you're saying I just, because I can't see. So all the clouds right now and the rain, I mean, actually rain is prosperity, but that's for another episode. But imagine the clouds is like a really dark night of the soul moment, and all these paradigms and anxiety and depression, all these kind of reasons to feel anxious and depressed. I'm not saying this person, whoever's listening, is not growing. I like the word growing, not growing through a really challenging, really difficult time. I'm not saying that, but you have a choice, however, delulu it may seem, to realize, to remember that the sun is still there, which means that is the real you. Okay. So I know we're talking about weather right now and okay, clouds, but for this analogy, so you've got to remember in that moment, well, I know the sun is there. So I just have to lean in. Okay, so which one do I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on the lightning and the clouds and these paradigms and dark energy and work and the work stress and the divorce, or just my kids, just whatever it is? Yeah, there is gonna be stuff there. It's very real, it's very visceral, right? It's very visceral.
Very heavy, yeah.
Very heavy. It's not like, I'm not saying it's not happening. Or I have a choice right now, and it's going to feel like a little, like the cat eyes in the plane when it's dark or the motorway. It's like a little light. That's it. And I have a choice to, okay, I'm going to hold on to that. And then there's like another one and another one. And then you self-lead yourself out of it, which is so powerful, because it wasn't dependent on, Dovile has incredible work and I do too. But isn't it more powerful to know that you did it for yourself? Maybe there are some of her tools, some of mine, but it's like, wow, that is available to me all the time. And that is
Absolutely.
so powerful, right? Of the power of the mind. So I think that is the key thing that I wanted us to really focus on as well. And also how our thoughts is almost like, this can be our own music that we create for ourselves, right? I don't know, because you're a music director, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the sound therapy, that is your thought. So you are creating beautiful music in your mind, and it's like, which tune do I want to sing? Do I want to sing this one or this one, or which key? Which key is not the song, but which key am I going to put in? Because that is a very different song, right? And then what are the lyrics going to be? And you can create this. And I think sound is incredible, for that as well. So I'd love to know how you then, because I'm leaning into sound, because you've then created these beautiful Mindspresso like recordings and audios and using all of that. So I'd love to know, to tell the listeners a little bit more about how they can use your beautiful work to help them, and then obviously we'll give the website as well.
Absolutely. And it's so funny because when you said like eyes we can't see, it's interesting because our recording is like two round, like two eyes. You are in one and I'm in the other one. So I just want to say to everybody who listens to this, right? We are your eyes, right? We can help you see clearly. There's the sun, there's the light, And it's funny because in your face above, there's a light coming right on your face.
Really?
I know. So I think we're in great energy, but I think what it is, we are the creators. We always create. That's our mechanism. And so really looking, what are we creating, right? We're creating and we can create a mess, or we can create a beautiful masterpiece. So in and so and not just creating like great music, we're creating our lives, right? We're creating by making decision what we're gonna do. We're gonna go this way, or we're gonna go that way. So it's making those choices. And like, I think really is how we it's a choice, right? But I think what you just were saying a minute ago, I thought what came to my mind was just to remind everybody too, when we are in the clouds and it's dark and all of that, we know all the things, our lives is of like all that negative and all of that. So I think to help to see the light for me, the good exercises to do is really, either writing, on the paper, or you just see in your, in your mind, in your imagination, like stop for a moment and say what we're taught to say what you don't want. I don't want to be cold. I don't want to be sick. I don't want this. I don't want that, right? So shifting your mind for what do you really want? What do you do want? And I think even making a list, like, I don't want this, and you just write what comes to your mind, all this stuff, right? And then do the opposite of what you do want.
Yes.
I think also will help to get out of that dark cloud, and all of that, because that's our creative mind. We, to go into the light and go into something that we really want and love, and then, and that's our way out of, anxiety, out of depression, out of that, but one step at a time. So even making the list, that is so helpful. And I think just to get in that, and there are many other ways, and obviously gratitude is the fastest way, to see. So even when somebody who's right now is in the really dark place and it feels really heavy and dark, find one thing you're grateful for, and we know we're grateful for the person really just being alive and listen to our podcast. We're grateful and sending that love and energy, and then find one more thing to be grateful for. And gratitude is the fastest way to raise your vibration.
Yes.
And just see the light and be with us and continue to grow together and create beautiful life for themselves and their families.
Yes, absolutely. And just leading on from what Dovile was beautifully articulating there. And so it's like music coming out of your mouth. But it is also that it is, so it's a decision. And by you, whether you watch this for like a second, and I can see some people watching this because this is showing live at the moment as well. And it's going to be on the podcast and everywhere I can share it. But if you have caught any sort of glimpse of this, I am very spiritual. I'm also very scientific. I believe they're the same thing. This is not a coincidence. Okay, nothing is a coincidence. This is divine confirmation, okay, or the universe, or your higher self, or just whatever language you feel comfortable with. But this is your intuition, right? So for me, we lean into like the third eye chakra, or your intuition, or your gut instinct. It's all the same thing, okay? So
Yes.
take what way works for you and lean into that, okay? And keep going down this path. This is confirmation that your subconscious mind was looking for something, and there was something, hopefully, either in this podcast or leading from whatever goes on, that your mind was like, okay, let's for some reason, let's go on this platform right now, and then this is showing live, or you wanted to listen to this, or whenever you're watching this is the right divine timing, I feel, as well. It's not about just live. But I think that's just something really important I wanted to say. Like, it's intuition in terms of mindset and your mental faculty, but also leaning more on and that's neuroscience, but leaning more on the spiritual side. For me, it is also like that confirmation, or your subconscious mind was like looking for signals. And this is your signal, right? This is your signal to like be that phoenix risen. It does take courage. I know it's not always easy, but you just take this as like that little light, and it's not just some little, oh, you know, they're just talking about this, it's good for them. No, it's like we've had our own challenging, contrasting times that has led us to this work, right? Of like, wow, this is so good, I've got to teach this in some shape or form. Like, how can people not know this, right? Like, you're like, how, like, I must do this. So, and it will be that for you too, you know, in your way, with your beautiful, unique gifts, right? And I think that's just so incredibly and so important. So Dovile, as we kind of come towards a close, I mean, I want to speak for longer, but as we come towards a close, how can people move forward if they would like to find out a little bit more about Mindspresso? I'm going to pin the website.
Thank you.
Just tell us a little bit about how, if they'd love to connect with you or for your coaching services or Mindspresso, or just tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So I have so it's www.mindspresso.com. Thank you for putting my website, and it's just finding little shorts, whatever resonates with you. I have like 10 beautiful with music infused, so it's all like sensories, work with you, in each lesson. Very powerful lessons, and they don't take a long time. So anyway, oh, thank you, you got it. Yep. Oh, that's beautiful. So that will be, have different topics, so I think whatever resonates, but they are very powerful, and that will be your next step to see the light. If you cannot see the light, we're giving you tools through our both websites, really, to find the next step to the light, to the greatness of the life that you're called to live. And we will help you and hold your hand, hold your space, and we're here really to serve in beautiful, beautiful way. So that's my message. This is for all the people that don't know how to better their lives, and this is what to do next. This is your next step.
Wow.
So it's right there.
It's like pouring down with rain, and this the timing of that.
Pouring with this information.
Yeah, it's me. It is actually like hail and stone. And this for me is, if we now use the weather analogy in a completely different way, is that with this incredible work that Dovile is doing, is it just shows the prosperity that you can have in your mind and in your work and in your life, for yourself, your family, your service, like whatever it is that you are wanting to express. And also that the power of the mind is incredible, right? And again, see how like we were shifting between these analogies. It's just perspective. Like the weather didn't suddenly like change, right? It's your perspective, right? And how you will start to literally put on a different pair of glasses, and you might need to build those glasses and then put them on, and then lean into choice, right? Of like, okay, I'm going to do this. And sometimes we want a mentor or a community or something just to like, it anchors us to that vibration of courage, of power, of love, of like, I know this is a frequency, but it's a bit right, like the Wi-Fi sometimes. So how I want to anchor myself. So you have beautiful Mindspresso, and Dovile does her coaching services as well, right? So you can maybe ask her about,
you can reach out if just any questions, or just saying what's next, or just to chat, or just we hold, and I'm sure Dr. Vidhya too, but like we hold space for everybody who want to be helped and want something better, because we did it, and we continue to do and grow and take big choices, big leaps of faith, and just go for it. Don't be afraid. And you know what? Right now, like, been always in Ohio, and we decided we just gonna move. We just moved to Los Angeles, and you just do it. Like, why not? So have fun on the journey, whatever that journey you envision to be. So what we wrote down said what we would love. Guess what? 2 years, that was 2-year vision. And yesterday threw away my son's vision board, what he had. Now we're living it. So that's the proof. Write it down, visualize, feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Will help you to show how to do that. And then you start living that life, But right now, do one thing from your list. Do it today. Buy flowers for yourself. But we know that you are loved, and you're loved by us, by our energy, and by our message.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And
so, oh you're most welcome. It's an absolute pleasure. And if you wanted to, so if you want to obviously speak to Dovile, then you can also probably like send you a message, maybe on Facebook Messenger or something.
Absolutely. And I think there's a link too inside of my website, like to connect, you know. So
Yeah.
I think maybe because I have also, if you have businesses, I have a corporate whole page, you know, and that's really, really fun. Different options if you want to implement Mindspresso into your space, like, you know, so spas and wellness and all of that, you know. Yeah, it's just a QR code. Make it fun, you know? So absolutely. So then you can help, you can be that another link to help people that come into your space, to any businesses, right? Into your space, elevate, and you can leave them with impression of increase by having Mindspresso lessons just sprinkled through. Yes.
I
It's
love
easy. It's fun.
It's fun. Make life fun. So,
Absolutely.
you wanted to jump into my membership. So mine is the Legacy Leader Circle. It's only $47 per month. And this is where we're really leaning into healing, into earning, like also the wealth pillar. So whether that's your business or your career, whether you're a professional, you want to elevate, and also leaning into leadership. And this is calm, balanced leadership of yourself, your family, and your beautiful life transforming service, right? You can cancel anytime. There's no contract. So just comment down below wherever you're watching this, leader, and I'll send you the link, or you can learn more. And if you want mentorship, then just DM me on any platform, mentor, and we can be in touch. And this, if you're watching this now in November, we're doing this month. The theme is heal and release. So we are healing and we are releasing, and we're then also leaning into the wealth creation piece. And also leadership, right? Because we have these incredible ideas and then things crop up like the clouds, and we need to heal that. But we also have so it's a wealthy warrior leadership there as well, often just of ourselves, right? So that is what we're doing. I'm literally teaching that class right after this. Otherwise, I would have loved to talk to Dovile more, but we're going to be doing the Heal and Release live masterclass on that. Every single month you get a book. So you get the book for that, you get the journal, you get daily group coaching. And if you want the annual, you get a one-to-one with me every quarter as well. So that's only $444 for the whole year. So sending you so much love and light. Dovile, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you for having this opportunity. It's so fun to connect with you and to your energy. And the worlds come so, so together when we're on the same frequency.
Yes, absolutely.
We're super moms.
Yeah. And I think I just wanted to actually just on that point, I know we're closing off here, but yeah, like a lot of the time when I was kind of like searching through podcasts and like, yeah, but they're not a mom, like how am I going to do this? And how, like, you can, right? And even if you're feeling like a lot of resistance and like opposition, like sometimes that is like almost like your own paradigm being reflected back to you. And you're like it's like instead of weed killer, you're giving like weed like more food by like leading into them. Instead, you need to, like, we talked about journal, write it out. Mentorship is great, and a beautiful community, that we both have, and listen to more conversations like this. So it's actually nurturing that gentle little baby seed. It's nurturing. And remember, this isn't some big faraway dream. It's already within you. It's just removing like the clouds, and the sunshine's already there. Yes, there's work involved, right?
Absolutely.
But it's fun work, right? It's fun.
Beautiful. And you can decide, at the end of your garden of your life, are you growing weeds or are you growing flowers? Yes. So for everybody, you choose. Yes. So hope every garden is full of most beautiful, amazing, colorful flowers.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. This is so fun, so amazing.
I know we'll have to do a follow on. But thank you for everyone for so Dovile, stay on. I'll just say my goodbyes. But for all of those listening and watching, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, remember, this is your confirmation, so keep going. Don't just let this be some random podcast. Take action now. How are you going to implement this? I'm sending you so much love and light and power on your journey. Okay, this is the Wealthy Warrior Leaders podcast, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you. Beautiful. You are